Most of you watching will have experienced DOMS at some point in life. That's delayed onset of muscle soreness. The muscle soreness associated with actually putting resistance on your body and training. But do you need DOMS to experience muscle growth? We're going to look at DOMS and their effects on muscle growth in this video in a lot more detail. So stay tuned. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to yet another video. If this is your first time here, I'm Adam Scott and this is Adam Scott Fit. So I wanted to do this particular video on DOMS because a lot of people think that they have to have DOMS post-workout in order to grow. I actually once had a client tell me, well, turn around and tell me the next day, message me and be like, you know, I don't feel my muscles, they don't hurt that much. They're probably about 10, 20%. I don't know if we should continue training. I was pretty shocked, as you can imagine, but I reassured him that you don't need DOMS in order to grow. So let's look at muscle soreness first.
It's a lie.
So first, we thought that muscle soreness was due to the buildup of lactic acid. Then we thought it was primarily due to the microscopic tears in the muscle, so the muscle damage you create when you're working out. So muscle damage is definitely related to soreness, but scientists in Concordia University actually found that some of the muscle soreness, the DOMS, is actually related to connective tissue pain and damage. So not just muscle damage. So there are a few things that can influence your muscle soreness: genetics, diet, and recovery. Those are obviously bigger topics within themselves, but just to put that out there. Also, if you're a beginner, you're likely to experience way more severe DOMS. Those DOMS could take about 2 to 3 days to go, depending on how hard you've hit it. That's why it's quite important you don't go too crazy as a beginner. You take it easy, because even the smallest amount of volume is going to give you quite bad DOMS. So if you're quite an experienced lifter, like myself, you've been in the game a few years, stuff like new exercises, changing the tempo of the exercise, how slow, how fast you do the exercise, the number of sets you do, the number of exercises, so the overall volume, number of sets and exercises, and rest periods as well can influence it. And if you are doing a completely new type of program as well, that can influence it. But do you need to be sore to grow? That's probably what you're wondering. There are 3 main drivers behind muscle growth. So progressive overload, metabolic stress, and muscle damage. Muscle damage is most associated with DOMS. This 2010 paper by Brad Schofield demonstrates that while all 3 are important, not a single one in isolation is necessary. So that means you don't need to be sore to grow.
It's great news.
But there is a fine balance. Like I said earlier, changing the stimulus, changing the program, as a beginner, you will experience soreness. So you can't never be sore, and you can't always be sore. So there's a fine line somewhere in between, and you're probably going to tell me, oh, that's useful. But just think about it this way. If the program's changing, like you're adding weight or anything like that, then you're probably likely to be sore. You want to be not super sore to the point where you can't feel your muscle, can't bend your arm, can't put on a t-shirt, can't sit down. You want to be sore as in tender. You want to still be able to feel that muscle, feel like you've worked it, maybe feel that slight bruise sensation, but not to the point where you can't move your arm. Because, sorry to say this, it's likely to be connective tissue damage, or maybe some connective tissue pain and discomfort, which is not what you're searching for. And yes, you can still train when you're sore. When you have DOMS, you can still hit the gym, you can still do some resistance training, but make sure, if say you've done a heavy day and say you're hitting the same muscles, you might want to taper it back and do a lighter day and cause some of that metabolic stress. So one of the key drivers for growth. Anyway, if you want a program that balances out progressive overload, metabolic stress, and along with muscle damage, get in touch. Email me at adamscottfit.com. Drop a comment below, happy to help you out. But you do need a program that balances all these in order to maximize growth. But like I said, you don't need to be doing every single one of them in order to grow. You can grow by just doing one, like say progressive overload, or just doing metabolic stress. But to maximize it, all three is ideal really, to be honest. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And I hope you're not going to go chasing those DOMs and boasting about to your friends how you can walk down the stairs for 5 days in a row.
It's a mile up at least, brother. Can't walk that, man. I can't walk 50 feet.
Because then, if that's the case, something's wrong. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a massive thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. If there is a particular video that you want to see me do in the future, drop a comment below. Also, just before I go, I've just been accepted onto a master's program in applied sports nutrition. So that begins in October. I'll still be putting out loads of content at least once a week on YouTube and on my Instagram as much as possible. That's at Adam Scott Fit, by the way, in case you're wondering. So this just means the content is gonna get a lot better. So as I'm learning, I will pass that information on to you guys. So until the next video, keep pushing those limits.